Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from JJDivas. Hello and welcome to my channel. I am on week number 2 of Mixed Media Fun, playing Pick 3 with Cree. And today I'll be doing day number 7 using these prompts. And I'm excited. Let's get started. Today I want to try this technique that I saw Lori Marie Jenkins do, and she called it positive negative collage. And so I'm going to use a magazine image. I don't really have a lot of magazines, but I was able to find enough faces and things to use for my collage. And I'm going to use my book today, my altered book. So I will put the link for the video where I got the inspiration from, Lori Marie's video. I will put in the video description in case anybody wants to see her video also. So I'm just picking out a page to start here. Also in the video description, I will put the link for the tutorial on how to prepare a book for an art journal. I tried a bunch of different methods and I finally figured out how to get perfectly flat pages after you glue your pages together. So check that out if interested. So for this technique, we're going to, I'm just cutting some of the excess of this page off, but we're going to glue this down and then gesso everything except for the face. And then we can add more elements and play and start collaging. So I'm going to go over this with a nice helping of gesso. Now, I will say also, because I'm doing voiceover now, and in hindsight, I should have probably glued my image down. I thought that it would stick to the gesso being wet, but it didn't really work out so well. The edges were not sticking down. I did try here, though. So at first I fixed some of the ripples that were in her face. I was able to fix those, but then the edges just weren't staying down and they weren't sticking, and I felt like, all right, I just need to try to pull the entire image up if I can, and I used some matte medium to put the image down then, and that worked. So here I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I thought, well, maybe if I just go along the bottom, along the edges here, I'll get it to stick, but it was not working out. Thankfully, I was able to pull this back, and I just put something underneath it. I didn't want to get gesso all over her face. And then I grabbed my matte medium, putting a nice layer of that down, and then put the image back. So now we are moving on to the gesso part. So I'm just going to apply it everywhere except for her face on both sides here. And then I'm just going to use my heat gun to start this, the drying process, because I want it to be nice and dry for the next step, which is really fun. So before I go on to the next step, I decided to try this again. So I've got 2 of them going here in this book. And I wanted to try gluing the image down first. And yeah, so I'm trying little techniques on each. I like to do this sometimes, especially when I'm playing and experimenting, just in case I end up in this position where I wish I would have done something differently. So I'm gluing it down first and then bring in my gesso. Now this was from a magazine and the pages were really thin. So it did also ripple a little bit around the edges, but I was able to go in and I just used my finger and pressed it down. So even if it did ripple, it's still, you know, the ripples, I was able to press them down so that it was flat. And then I just went over top of it again with some more gesso. Okay, I've got my gesso is dry here, pretty dry. I don't have a lot of images. I don't have a lot of magazines and things, but I have enough that I got a couple of faces and pieces to pick from. I put some rubbing alcohol in this tiny cup here. I'm gonna use this cup to put a little bit of paint in. And I'm actually going to use the salvaged patina that I just got. I'm gonna use this smaller brush to go around her face. I just put 1 squirt of water in, so we'll see what this is like. You can use any kind of paint for this step, but if you use acrylic or something that is a little thicker, just add a little bit of water to it because you want it to be really nice and wet on the page or it won't really work so well. And also darker colors show up a little bit better. You want to make sure that it's not too thin of a layer of paint, if I'm making sense here. So cover everything where you put the gesso. Okay, just getting the color down, make sure it's nice and wet there. And I like to use my fan brush for this and some rubbing alcohol. Flick. Isn't that fun? Okay guys, so this page is dry and I just wanted to do this page also. I'm gonna try some watercolor on here. My fan brush. And now I can start picking out some extra elements to add to my collage. So I have a bunch of different faces and just kind of testing out different pieces to add. I like these eyes because they just happen to align perfectly with the edge of the face that I already have here. So I decided to go ahead and glue those down. Good morning, everybody. It is the next day, and I cannot even tell you how much fun I'm having doing this. So I hope you don't mind. I've got some voiceover in the video because I was working on this until 1 o'clock in the morning. I just couldn't stop playing. So I've got this page, and I feel like I just need something. I think I will use the words from Art House Whimsy and find something kind of silly to say over here. But I love this little window, kind of reminds me like it would be a birdhouse. And then for this one, I just feel like I need her face. I don't know, I want it to be a little funkier. So I was going to play around with that a little bit. I have a couple of a mouth that I can put here. Okay guys, so here are my finished pages. And this is the one that I started with. Got the bells here, and then I got these little lamps that I cut out. Hold this up so that you can see, and I wrote abundance there. My stamps didn't show up all that fantastic, but that is okay because I had so much fun with this. I can't even tell you. Okay, I wrote on this little thing, I wrote pick 3 with Cree and the 3 things that I picked and the date. I really like to go back and look at some of my work and just see how I've improved in different ways. It's all a learning process, right? And we'll put this one on here. Maybe I'll put it over here. I need to outline these a bit. These pieces that I added in afterwards, so let me outline these guys. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video because like I said, this was just so much fun. So next I will be doing number 8, which is sparkle, overlap, and tea bag. So I don't have any ideas for this yet. I think this will be one of those that I just grab some things and put them around me and see what happens. If you're following along with me, please leave a comment and let me know how it's going, if you're having fun and what your favorite number has been so far. And stay tuned for more Pick 3 with Cree. I'm doing this all month long. Thanks for watching.